listen, as far as the lawsuit is concerned, you know, first of all, me and J. Cole are cool or was cool. I haven't spoken to him. I don't have no problem with J. Cole, bro. I think that he's super dope, talented, rap wise, super good. Like I said, as far as his battle is concerned, I don't know how to take it because I don't know what was said. I don't think he just come out and diss Drake for nothing. And Drake's my bro too. So I hope they get it together. But I just think this was a masterminded plan by Kendrick Lamar, and now everybody's kind of separated. But as far as my situation with him, I never ever want to do anything as far as a lawsuit is concerned. This is exactly what happened, just so you know. And I don't really care anymore. It was just more to get his attention. Not saying that I don't need to be compensated for what I do or do what you say you're going to do. And to me, being a man is keeping your word. And I know everybody's busy and everybody has things to do and so on and so forth. But if I give you my word 4 or 5 times, I got to do it out of the one time out of 4 or 5 times. So on his first project he did, I did an intro for him. He needed it within 24 hours. Luckily, I was in my home studio. I called my engineer over. I did the record for him for his intro. I think it's I-95 or something like that. I think we have 48 hours to do it. I called my engineer over, knocked it out, gave it to him. Cool. I told him I may need a verse whenever I get a project done. So he said, cool. He had another project that he put out. I think it was the last project he put out. I forget what it was called, but I did I'm Ready Over for his project, which was originally a Diplomat record. I'm Ready that we did on the Diplomat project. So he said, when are you in town? So, are you going to be in New York? And I'm like, no, next week. He hit me the next week. You in town? I said, yeah. He said, can you come to the studio? I said, I could come tomorrow. I'll make time. I went to the studio. He played me the record. I did the record. You can ask him. And Corday was there, the young boy Corday, the rapper. He was there. I did the record in 20 minutes. I knocked that shit out and went off about my business. May have been 15 minutes. I wasn't there 30 minutes. I was in and out. And
okay.
I told him, look, I just need an interview. I know, first I said I want a verse. Then he says, okay, when's the project coming out? When's you going to get it? I said, I don't know when the project is. I just need a verse. Because this project, the last project I did for him, let's just say it was June. It's supposed to come out November. It didn't come out till the next November. So he was sitting on the verse for like a year and a half, which it was, to me, old at the time. And I'm saying, that shit is outdated. But he called me one night like, yo, I'm just letting you know Monday I'm putting that song out. And I'm like, all right, cool, no problem, it's all good. I need a verse. Well, I'm exaggerating, but he's like the shock rain right now. And, the moon got a line with stars. And, when I write, I put my all into it. Okay, let's put your all into it then. You know what I'm saying? Give me that verse. Called me twice to do something, and I did it. One day you have 48 hours to do it. Then I knocked the other thing out as soon as I came to New York, because you ain't want to send me a record. You want to be in the studio with me. I knocked it out. Cool, you don't give me the record, which is fine. Then I say, you know what? Forget the record. Let's do an interview. Bet I got you. I got a project coming out in June. Let's do it around there. Cool. I'll do the problem. And mind you, the months I'm saying may not be accurate for the months. Cool. June is coming. Oh, we pushed the album back. I don't want to just do an interview. All right, cool. Now we're going to do it in October. All right, I'll call you back in October. Yo, what's up? Oh, man, Keller, you say I tell you October, you call October, huh, nigga? Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Nah, I can't do it because, this is when all the beef is going on with Kendrick Lamar. I can't do it now because the shit is going on with Kendrick Lamar and all that. And I don't feel like talking about that right now. I said, look, I'll do the interview. I won't even bring that up. I won't even talk about that. He says, nah, I can't do no interview and not talk about it. We got to talk about it. I said, all right, well, when can I get the interview? Yo, February, definite. February, I'm dead ass on February. We're going to get it done in February. All right, cool. February come. Yo, what's up? Oh shit. Y'all still working, man. I ain't gonna I said, listen, bro, I got all the Texans. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, you can't keep telling me this because now when I'm big, I said, listen, I need your word, bro. You done gave me your word 3-4 times. I need your word. When are you gonna do this interview? Yo, we not pushing it back. I promise you we not pushing back. June. We back a full year, back to June. I said, are you sure? I don't care about if the album comes out, not coming out, beef, birthday. Are you sure? Cam, you got my word. Bet. Now I'm starting to do all these, other shows I got going on, deals I got lined up on the table, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm out piling deals. And like I said, that's why I say you don't count no money till it's in your pocket, which it didn't matter anyway. But when I'm piling these deals, J. Cole doesn't do a lot of interviews. I'm saying I'm going to have J. Cole interview for you in June. They're like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, nah, I'm dead serious. I'm like, when I'm working out deals for all my other shows, get the fuck out of here. I bet. Cool. Now I'm piling deals off of what you told me, which, you shouldn't do that anyway. That's not a tangible business. But if I did 2 favors for you, then you gave me your word 4 times, I'm assuming on the 5th time, you got to.
And that's way past due.
You said rain, sleet, snow. This time you dead serious. June come, and then I say, yo, what's up? He say, yo, bro, I'm going to have to keep it real true. I can't do it. I don't know when the album going to be done. And I say, I can't promise you a date, but I can do the date. I don't want to keep telling you I'm going to do it and don't do it, this, that, and the third. So I'm going to just have to say I'm going to have to pass for now.
Damn. Now I got to cut you. You know what I'm saying?
Pass for now. What the fuck? I knock a song out for you in 48 hours because your album's due. I come to a verse for you 2 weeks later in New York because you called. Now, mind you, I'm not calling J. Cole, even though I'm a fan. I'm cool. You're calling me to do this stuff. I appreciate the call. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with him. I like doing the music. But you're calling me to do this stuff. Then when I ask you to do something for me, you string me along for a year. First of all, no verse. Because the chakra, you got to write the best. He told me how I try to kill everybody while I'm on the record. It'll take me 3 weeks to write around. All right, that's fine. Let's just do the interview. You string me along for a year for that. Then finally tell me after a year, after you gave me your word 4 times, that the last time I'm just not gonna be able to do it. So my thing was, that's fine. You strung me along for a year, no verse, no interview, no nothing. Told me 4 times you're gonna do it. 5th time you told me forget it. Just pay me for what I've done already. That's where that came from.
Since you're gonna do that.
Yeah, so it wasn't like Cam is out trying to sue J. Cole. Like, I'm not on that type of time.
All right, so that's everything. A lot of different perspective while listening to that for the first time. I promise. And let me start by saying this: J. Cole, if this story is true, J. Cole is 100% wrong because yes, you got to be a man of your word. And if somebody's doing solids for you, and we're not gonna act like Camron's not a whole brand out here, he's not a big deal. Okay, J. Cole is way above him, yes, but it's still Camron. We ain't gonna act like he's a nobody in this shit. And his work costs, his work is worth something. His name being on an album, being on a release, it matters. All right, it's still fucking Cam, so we ain't gonna do none of that shit. But as much as I can't twist at all the fact that J. Cole is wrong, he got some revelations here that I never heard before. All the other times where this was going around about Camron suing J. Cole. He starts off by kind of saying, I really just did this to get his attention. I wonder if that's where he kind of stands with it right now. But anyway, the whole thing almost sounds, the way Cam put it, as like homie conversation amongst one person that's solid and keeps his word and another person that doesn't. I thought initially from the reports that when we first heard this news breaking, almost like it was a business deal or like a business agreement, or sometimes you even see the labels involved, or there was money exchange in hand. I'm not saying that I thought that contracts were signed, but I thought it was presented like, listen, I'm going to do this verse for you, and you gonna, let me rephrase this. The reason why I'm doing this verse for you is because you're going to do this interview or this verse for me. That's not kind of the way that Cam is saying it here. Doesn't mean that J. Cole's not wrong, But if J. Cole is not sturdy or stand up about his words, right? I just don't feel the legal level of it. It's almost just like a nigga that you didn't have a all out agreement with. You just kind of had that like, yo, I wash your hand, you wash mine type of situation or thought process. Not everybody is sturdy or stand up like you. Or I mean, I'm gonna do you a solid. And, you know, I'll be back. You do me a solid one day. Not everybody moves like that. It's almost like he just spun you, and it's not business. It's like I got what I wanted out of a relationship. I'm not gonna be pressed to give you what you want out of our relationship or out of our association. So that makes J. Cole foul, but it doesn't feel like a legitimate agreement, and not all agreements have to be down on paper about a transaction. I'm only doing this as Cam because you're going to do this for me. But anyway, also on top of that, you know, the fact that he continued to spin him and spin him and spin him, and I'm glad that Cam took accountability. Like, you don't do business like that. You don't make business negotiations based on things that you know. You don't count these chickens before they hatch, and that's your fault. That's your fault. But there's a little bit of a hustle to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like me thinking too far ahead, putting the wagon before the horse a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, there's another reason why you should give me this big deal, because I got J. Cole on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in the course of his dealings or his credibility that came up. Did it come up in a way where I think like niggas is pressing him like, yo, we about to drop your show? Obviously not. But what if it comes up like the people that's cutting him a check, like, yo, man, what's up with this J. Cole interview? He's one of the biggest rappers in the industry, one of the biggest artists in the industry. What's up with this J. Cole interview? Right. And he's like, yo, I know I promised it, but yo, he told me no. It make you look bad. So now the same way J. Cole is doing you, the people behind you that cut you a check and did a deal with you feel like that's how you doing them to a degree. You know, so it's like you can't uphold what you sold us when we were signing a deal. That's not even what you and J. Cole did. You and J. Cole sound like he spun you on some homie shit. The deals that you signed is real business, and they probably feel spun. So I wonder if that's also why he thinks that, all right, let me go the legal route, because you got my credibility, got my reputation, and I did business based on this. You don't know if they try to renegotiate with him a certain way. Hey, last time you promised us these elite type of features during the course of this first contract, you didn't deliver. So next time we come to the hable. So that's where he's hurt in the long run. Reputation, all that matters. Interesting. And the whole thing about J. Cole, I'm not, once again, no excuses for J. Cole at all. The whole thing about him trying to do an interview during those times, I know J. Cole walks around like you don't got $1 to his fucking name, riding bikes with fucking t-shirts and shit. But J. Cole is one of them niggas. He's one of the biggest artists out there. And it's true from a PR standpoint and a maneuvering standpoint. No, he wasn't supposed to be doing interviews at the time of Drake and Kendrick. He wasn't. You know, so if he had to push it back, unfortunately, that's how it is working with major artists. But it's not just the pushbacks. He never came through at all. So Cam is not wrong here. It just doesn't feel like legal level. It feels more like, all right, I'll never fuck with you again. And now the people know, you know, they're hearing like, damn, that's a little notch against J. Cole to hear that he's moving like that, if this is all true. But it is what it is. You know, we all learn these type of lessons in our dealings. You ain't close to somebody like that, and if you depend on that exchange, an actual exchange that much, try to get that shit in paper, man. Shit crazy.